Hey everybody, hey, thanks for joining us on the training today. We're going to be starting here in just a second. I'm super excited to have both kind of a famous brand in the fitness and wellness space, Betty Rocker and Ralph Burns, my cohort with Dominate Web Media. Kind of all three of us are going to be trying to run this training. So just there's a few people kind of hopping on right now. So just well, like I said, we'll be getting started here in just a minute, but pretty excited about it. So as we get started, Ralph, are you there? I just want to check audio.
I'm here. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
If you could just type in to make sure you can hear us okay, that'd be great. Let me in the chat there that you can kind of hear me okay, and Ralph and yeah. So let's see here. Ralph sounds good to me, and cool. And okay, are you there, Betty Rocker?
I'm here.
You are here. Okay, so um, now actually, real quick, actually, let me check one thing here, guys, and then we're going to be starting here in just a second. One quick question. Okay. All right. So as we get started here, so what we're going to do today is we're going to be doing basically a look over my shoulder. So um, on today's call, I keep wanting to call because I
Call
keep
me.
wanting.
Hi, I'm Bree, and
Okay.
also
Okay.
known as the Betty Rocker. You can call me Bree or Betty Rocker, whatever you want, Keith.
Okay, there we go. Okay, totally kept forgetting to ask you that because I always call you Bree. So she goes by Betty Rocker. She's got an amazing brand that she goes by Betty Rocker, but her real name is Bree. And so I might be calling her that throughout the webinar. So that's where I was like stumbling. And then I was like, oh crap, I kept forgetting to ask you that the last like couple weeks.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, everybody my friends and colleagues call me Bree, but yeah, the fans call me Betty Rocker.
Yeah, and you can kind of give your like a 2 minute or 30-second reason why where that brand came from. But basically, she's got an amazing business that she's built um, organically via mainly Instagram, and you're going to see why as we go through today's training. Why she's been able to grow so fast. But she's gone from basically in about a 3.5 year period to being brand new online to being about 50, 60, 70,000 plus email list, 110,000 plus Instagram followers, 39, 40,000 Facebook fans. And these are just, I mean, these are raving fans, people that buy her products. Okay. She's got several products. She is very well at just taking action. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that is so good at just getting in and taking action, even if they get stuck, not letting things get stuck. She's created like 9 different products, and she just keeps creating products, and she's just really, really smart and really, really an action taker. So there's going to be a few different lessons in today's call. It's going to be all about Facebook ads because today's training is really a look over my shoulder, and we're going to be walking you through her campaigns, how she's organized her campaigns, how to kind of go in there once you've kind of started running things, because we're at the beginning stages right now, where what to do when you go into Facebook's reporting and what reports you should look at, what reports you should create and save to be able to quickly pull up at a later date. And then we're going to talk about how to organize your campaigns the right way, and then a little bit on campaign kind of creative and copy a little bit. We're going to look at a few of those and make some comments on that. And then she's also going to hopefully, if we have some time, go into where she creates her images, which is Canva, which I've talked about before, and I talk about in the members area, which is an amazing image creation tool that she's taken that to the next level too. So super excited about that. But I guess yeah, like I said, Bree, thanks a lot for coming on. I think it's going to be super helpful for everybody, and also be patient with us because we're doing this really on the fly. This is She hired us for coaching. So we do get on. We have calls on usually it's a weekly basis, and we have emails back and forth and stuff like that. So we are helping her with her campaigns, but she's responsible for getting in and taking action. Okay. But like I said, it's the very beginning stages. So yeah, so go Bree, if you could, I think the best place to start, and while we're doing this, then people can kind of get a scope of, who you are and what your products are. Maybe I can give you controls, and then we can go into maybe start out with your mind map, and maybe even on one tab, pull up one of your main sales pages or landing
Okay.
pages, so people can kind of see that too. I just thought about that. So yeah, let's do that too, so people can kind of see that, and then we'll kind of go in there. And once you guys see the mind map, then you'll start to understand what she's trying to accomplish. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you controls here.
Hey Keith, let me just add something
Yeah.
in about Bree. I had that question too. Should we be calling her Betty or Bree? I don't think I've ever called you Betty before anyway. Or the Betty rocker. But Bree's on this call today because I think, we're going to talk about some really cool stuff here, but the biggest, most important thing for everybody to think about here on this call is, why we're on this call with her is because she takes action. I mean, that is the thing. It's like you can continue to gather all this knowledge and, learn and read and do all these things to get your education level up, and then at some point take action. Don't. Take action with the first thing that you learn something from it. If you lose a little bit of money, that's okay. You're going to make it up for it in how to do these things. It's all about taking action, moving yourself forward, making some mistakes, and relying on us obviously in the forum and on the Facebook group to help you guys along. But the biggest thing is to just get your feet wet and start doing it. And she has certainly done it here, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's pretty amazing. So anyway, kudos to you.
Thanks, guys. I guess you could definitely call me a ready, fire, aim person in every sense of the word. But yeah, if you guys want me to jump right in and sort of just give you the overview of what this funnel is, I just first want to say that I've been using Lucidchart for like 2 years to map out my stuff, but I was on last week's webinar, or was it 2 weeks ago, when Keith was talking about Lucidchart and using it with our Facebook stuff, and I got super inspired, and I actually built this all out and started putting in my pixels, my Facebook audience, so I would know what it was, my pixel name, everything from the URL, even my Infusionsoft order form, so that I can work with my team and share this mind map with them of my funnel that I've created. And so what this particular funnel is I have this awesome 30-day fitness challenge, and I'm just going to say quickly that I always hear that Geico commercial, like 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance, and I was like, damn it, 15 minutes a day could save you 15% or more of your waistline, your life expectancy. Like, what if you just did 15 minutes of exercise a day? So I created 30 days of videos of 15-minute workouts per day. And so what you get when you sign up, and I make all my videos with my iPhone, I edited them with my iPhone. I pretty much just learned how to use all this stuff myself, Optimize Press 2 and everything. It's just so easy once you just get in there and just put the time in. But so anyway, they sign up for the challenge, and then they land on a welcome page, which is of course a Tripwire offer for a product, which is a 30-day meal plan, and it's $47, and there's your sales page basically. But when you're looking at my funnel, there's my squeeze page, and if I'm working with my team, this just really helps me know, this is the product name I gave it in Infusionsoft. This is my Facebook audience name, so that when I'm making my ads, my website custom audience ads, I can follow them around. And then of course there's an upsell page for the 90-day challenge, and then multiple thank you pages, and then they go into the 30-day challenge email sequence, and then here it is again over on the left. And they get multiple offers for this meal plan if they haven't taken it during the beginning stage of the welcome offer. So I have a second set of ads that has a second, this is just to show you, this is a totally different sales page, but also very specific to my challengers. So anyone who's going through this campaign is going to get offered this same offer, but it says get ready for the challenge. So there's language for them specifically, but it's the same product. So because they really only have one opportunity to see my tripwire page as they go through. So anyway, so I have 2 sets of ads for those. Just stop me anytime, guys, if I'm talking too much. Just then there's like downsell offers and another funnel. So that's basically.
And there's a lot there. So, but today, don't get overwhelmed because we're not going to be going through how she's like, completely retargeting people through, all 7 steps of her funnel. We're going to keep it simple. And really to get results, the main points of the funnel is it's your warmed up visitors that have never done anything. It's your leads, and that's really the main things that we're focusing on. How to get.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that Lucidchart was such a helpful tool for me, Keith. That like the way you showed how to use it. I think.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, like I know this looks probably confusing because this all makes sense to me, but if anybody's watching and they're like, what the hell? It's really just like that this tool gave me the ability to like put it all together and keep everything straight that I needed for my campaign.
And real quick, go back to Lucidchart. Notice and how we did those notes. Go ahead and just create another note so people see how you did that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do I have one that doesn't have a note on it yet? Yeah, these ones don't have notes yet. So you just go here, you go to insert, add note, and then put whatever you want there, and then go away, and it just gives you this cute little note guy.
We talked about this. I talked about this at the very beginning of the retargeting website custom audience webinar we did. I think it was two webinars ago. And if you go into the members area, it's going to be under recent webinars, and it's going to be the December. No, it's the last one we did, January 2015, maximizing website custom audiences. And while I'm on that, the one prior to that is another. It's a January 2015 bonus, mining for gold. If you haven't yet watched that, that's an hour and 15 minutes of just reporting and stuff, which we're going to cover today, but it's more detail. So I would definitely refer back to those trainings. So
cool. Yeah, that little note tip was like hugely valuable to me. So yeah, it's great training.
And then also real quick, also by the way, I've asked Bree to if she wouldn't mind also hosting an upcoming webinar in the next couple months specifically on how she's built up her 100,000 plus following on Instagram. And if you look here, that's her page, and all you have to do is like look at her recent post, or anytime she makes a post on even Facebook. But she gets, what's your average comments or likes on a post, on a typical post?
I don't know, like 1,500 likes is pretty average. Maybe like anywhere between 30 to 100 comments. I mean, you can scroll through. You see some of the food ones are getting under 1,000. Instagram's been weird lately. It's changed a lot. The different markets are getting saturated, but some of them are. I mean, I'm still making. I just ran like 12,000 people through my campaign to test it from Instagram in the last month, just so I could see how it worked, and it was all free traffic basically. So
yeah, 12,000 warmed up people for free. And now she's using Facebook to get her message in front of all of those people with Facebook continually, right? And so
yeah.
Now the other thing is that she's going to do a call on that, but also the reason why she's been able to take so much action is because she does everything on her iPhone. So she's got really, really cool like tutorials she's creating for how to create badass videos just using your iPhone. It's pretty sweet. I did like she took 15 minutes with me and turned like a couple of videos I had into one really cool video. It was awesome. So that'll be really good stuff for you guys too, because we know how important video is for Facebook. I talk about it all the time. The more you can get video, the more you can make that personal connection, the better you're going to do. That's the fastest way to take a non-performing campaign and turn it into kind of a winning campaign. And so if you don't have all the technical stuff, that would be a great one for you guys. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into back into the stuff. So I think I think what we're going to start is so make sure you're using Lucidchart. I put the URL in the chat. If you're not already using it, sign up for a free account. I think they have a trial, or there might be a free version. I can't remember.
I was using the free version for a year, and I just upgraded, so it's totally free.
Cool. And then now let's talk about your campaigns. So, and Ralph, feel free to chime in here too. I think first of all, let's talk about how you've kind of organized, the goal and the naming kind of convention for the active campaigns that you have now.
Okay. Do you want me to look at this in Power Editor or in what's the better view for you guys? Here's my campaigns.
Good question. Probably want to let's start in Power Editor. It might be easier to do, and then kind of go back to the other one so they can see it in both.
Okay.
So.
Do you want me to talk about why I named them what I named them, or like how I set them up? Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys saw from my funnel, I've got several products that I'm selling in this very first funnel. I've got the original Tripwire offer you saw, which is a 30-day meal plan. Then I upsell them on a 90-day complete program, which is food and fitness. Then I downsell them on a 7-day meal plan if they don't take this offer. And then there's a little upsell funnel for another 30-day meal plan product that I have that's more of like a nutrition blueprint, and then there's another product in here too. So there's a lot going on. But just to keep it simple, I just separated out here's the 30-day meal plan funnel. That's the special. This is like for the challenge basically. So 30-day meal plan. That's the one you saw, the Tripwire. Then here's the 7-day meal plan if someone refuses it. Here's the Body Fuel System, which is that other meal plan product I told you about that I sell in the downsell, and I also sell it by itself too. Then we have my page likes, and then this is that upsell product, the 90-day challenge. So I just separated them all out into the different products, and then obviously I have a separate like campaign, which is probably my most interesting one to me right now because we're doing a lot of, I guess, research with that campaign, and that's been really fun to learn about from Keith and Ralph, and just the organizational aspects once again of like designing, like doing the homework of like the research was so fun, and watching the trainings and like putting all that into my Google spreadsheet and then finding out what interests are actually will show up and what doesn't. And yeah, so that's been just super fun. So I don't know what you want to look at first. These are all my website custom audience and retargeting campaigns. Then we've got the light campaign. So
yeah, let's see here. Should we hit on how we kind of started to look at the light campaigns data? Let's see here. Ralph, I think we covered that a little bit. Maybe we can touch on what we covered before, and then we can some of the adjustments that you made. Did you make that with that campaign too, or your
Yeah, I was just going to tell you guys. So where I would be at today, if we were actually, we are kind of having a call together. I took action on everything you told me to do the other day, and added the right column ads that Ralph suggested. And so I would love for you guys to look at my numbers today, because we'll at this point have had more time for all of those ads to collect more data. And again, I'd love a refresher on how I'm looking at that stuff, what kind of stuff I pull into a report for myself to really analyze it. I want to see, which ones are really delivering the best, which ones do we think maybe aren't, and is it too soon to tell? Those are kind of the questions I had for you the other day, and you were both like, well, you need a few more days. So I've had a couple more days, so just think it would be interesting to look at these ads.
Right. Let me just add, just the way that she set this up, if you've never set a campaign up before, this is actually a really good way to do it, because you might start off saying, well, I'll only have just a couple of ads, but then eventually what will happen is that you'll just start doing more and more and more. And it's really important to have a naming convention. We call it a nomenclature in the agency. I don't know really what that means. I think it's just a big word Keith thought up. But it's important to make sure that you name everything so you understand what it is and what it's doing. Because a year from now, you might want to refer back to something that you did today and then draw some research on that. Let's say you add a new product, or you did, you have a certain type of image that you were thinking about, and then you say, well, geez, maybe a while back I did that. It's actually really important to make sure that you name everything so it totally makes sense to you. And the way that she names it here, it totally makes sense to her. Those titles that you see underneath campaign name, I don't know how many character limit it is. I always sort of forget, but you don't want it too long, but you want it descriptive enough. So, and you'll see in the like campaign, if you just want to click on that one, Bree, if you want to click on view ad sets, that's a like campaign, and then underneath that she has ad sets for placement, okay, mobile, you can see that, RC, which is right column, okay, and then each one of these has sort of its own individual interests. So food has specific interests related to food. Fit and weight loss has interests related to that. All stuff that we did on the first call with her to go through audience insights. And audience insights, as well as graph search on Facebook, it gives you basically a way to organize your entire campaign ad set all the way down to your ad, so that you keep yourself organized, so you can easily find it later on. So the way that she's done it here, I would totally recommend anybody who's watching to name it sort of the same way, and put spaces between it. We use little pipe bars between like likes and food and RC. However you want to do it is fine, but just make sure that you keep it super organized. If you do put your ads together in the ad manager, Facebook will name them for you. So that's why we usually use the Power Editor to create ads, because you have a lot more control. You can name them individually in the ads manager, but sometimes you kind of forget if you hit like submit. Then you'll come back and it'll be this long line of script, which is very, very hard to organize. So I'd highly recommend organizing it just like that. Maybe just click on View Ads there.
Sure. Do you want to do on the food mobile?
Yeah, that's fine.
And while you're doing that, can we do two things? Okay, let's finish this thought first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's really, so she's got ad. Notice how we use that little view ad sets little button there. That's a ninja tactic. So that way you know that you're in the food ad set. Now she could go back to her ad set if she clicked view ad sets, or now she can go back and view her ads. So it keeps you really organized. And like this one, she's got two ads that are in that food ad set, but two different images. And we're really testing images right now, but it's super organized. And that's, if you do a lot of this
same thing, Bree, from the regular campaign manager, so people can kind of see that in case they're lost.
That's a good idea.
So click on, do you want me to do that thing where I click it and open it in a new window?
For right now, just click on that, and then kind of do what we just did. And then we'll do that actually next, just so people can kind of see.
So this is my food, because I have them. They're both showing here for ads. So if I want to go to my ads themselves, I just have to click on it right from here.
Yep.
And it'll go to that. I actually love the Power Editor.
I know it's way better once you get used to it.
For me to manage.
It's so much easier.
But I do like how the data is I'm getting used to both of them, to be honest with you. I mean, every time we have a training, I just get more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Okay. Cool. So now the other thing is quickly, Bree, can you? I put a Dropbox file in the chat just now for everybody.
Oh,
my 9-step, the picture of the 9-step process. If you could just click on that and open it up for me.
Where is it? Sorry.
It's in the chat for the GoToWebinar chat.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not on the right thing.
It's on your sidebar.
Sometimes it's hard to find.
Question, chat. I see chat, but there we go. Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so go ahead and that's fine. You don't need to download it. It's right there. Perfect. So real quick, right? And notice how we've already started this. We've kind of referred back to step 1 and 2. So right now, in the first call we did with her, we spent a lot of time on the target audience research phase and really using the audience insights, Facebook search a lot. And we've got plenty of trainings in the members area about that. Go through those if you haven't already. But now on step 2 is like the attract phase, and that is the like campaign phase. And so we're doing that not only to get likes, but we're also doing that to get more fans so we can, have more effective ads down the road, because you're always more effective if you can target somebody that likes, say, Perry Marshall, and also has a friend that is a fan of your page. You get that social proof, right? The other thing is you're going to learn a lot of data about your audiences, and we're going to do that right now. So I'm just kind of really, the more you can really kind of just use this 9-step process along the way. She kind of already has step 3 and 4 done, because she has her funnel kind of already, built. She has great lead magnets and great, products on the thank you page. And then, so we're going to cover step 2 today, and then we're also going to cover really, step 6 and 7 a lot too. So, and 9. So, okay, so go ahead and go back to your ads manager, and we'll kind of get into those campaigns, the Power Editor. I think we were going to do. Okay. So now what we want to do is, I think we're going to go, we want to look and see into your reports, right?
Yep. I kind of want to know what to be looking for. I want to know when I can one of these ads because it sucks or it's not performing, or if it's, how do I look at my numbers? How do I make a good report? That kind of stuff.
Okay. So Ralph, go ahead and let's walk her through like you would be walking maybe like we would have done on the last call on the reporting, and then we're going to actually have her do the report and then build the custom report, and then talk
Yep.
about some of the numbers too. And then after this,
Yeah.
we're going to go into some of the specific lead gen campaigns she has going, kind of, and she's also got some website custom audience campaigns directly to sales page. You're going to see conversions and stuff, and so you guys are going to be able to see some of that too. So this is just the beginning of it. So
What we typically do, I mean, like for people who are maybe newer or even more advanced or even really advanced, I mean, just seeing people how they sort of do things differently, like Molly Pittman, a digital marketer, for example. I always watch all her webinars because she thinks differently than I do. So I always pick up something, a new way to do something. So if this is kind of basic, you might actually pick up like one little thing here that saves you time just because it's a shortcut. So just keep that in mind. Looking at the Power Editor versus the Ads Manager, what we really do is we create most of our campaigns, if not all of them, in Power Editor, but we analyze them in Ads Manager. So we're looking at Bree's structure here in the Power Editor just because it's so easy to hit that view ad sets and kind of go back and forth. But what we're going to go to now is in the Ads Manager where we're going to analyze the data and use the reporting button to do some pre-populated reports so you can really figure out in real time how those ads are doing so you can change course. So that's what we'll do next.
Cool.
So yeah, so why don't we just analyze, this is your like campaign, this is your like campaign.
Yeah.
This is all our ad sets. So we were doing this yesterday. We actually haven't, or 2 days ago, I guess now. Bree was getting some really good low-cost likes by using an ad set.
This here, right? Yeah.
Yeah. She was getting some good low-cost likes in an ad set that had targeting for both, or placement rather, for both mobile and right-hand column or sidebar, however you want to do it. But what was happening was that she was getting some campaigns that were doing pretty well and had low cost per like, but we weren't getting any exposure in the sidebar. So because we had bunched both of those placements together in the ad set, we had mobile. We usually don't do desktop newsfeed for likes unless, you know, Keith, I mean, I don't, but just because they're much more expensive typically, but, you know, every case is individual. So we bunched them together with mobile as well as right-hand column. And then, but right-hand column, sometimes you can get super cheap likes for your target audience. Now, going back to the 9-step process, you want to, from your research, figure out who is going to respond best to your message. So in phase 2, this is where we're kind of at in her whole sort of 9-step, although she sort of jumped ahead a little bit with the retargeting, which we'll talk about, I guess, a little bit later. So anyway, so what we did is we said, all right, well, we want to find out if the right-hand column will give you lower cost likes. So we duplicated the ad set and then took out right-hand column as a placement, and then kept that one as a mobile ad set, which you can see right there. It says mobile food, mobile general, mobile fit and weight loss, and then duplicated it and created right-hand column only. So now we're kind of getting a sense as to which ones are going to be the best converting. And everybody's audience is different. The one thing about her audience is abundantly clear is it's a mobile audience. I mean, it's younger, it's mobile. You know, these are people that are on the move. So, but we wanted to just find out, would placement lower or, you know, or raise likes, and then figure that sort of stuff out, and then move forward with your best performing ads. So.
Right. Yeah, I was not surprised. I didn't think the right column, but it's only been 2 days. I just don't think they're doing great. But you can tell me.
Yeah, I mean, this one right here, I mean, this tells you just within the last 2 days. I mean, our supposition that maybe right-hand column would be cheaper doesn't look like it is.
Oh no.
But you know, for your
no, it's definitely
stuff.
it's hitter. It's just sometimes it's cheaper. In most cases, mobile is gonna typically win, but sometimes right column is cheaper. Just depends.
Right.
Totally depends.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if you click the button ads, not ad sets, ads, we can actually force rank these. If you want to do like click on cost that header?
I did.
All right. So now we see, you can kind of see at a glance which ones are doing best. So in your left-hand column under ad, it's got in gray, that's the name of the ad set. And underneath that is the name of the ad. So you can see that, mobile is just doing so much better, crushing it. Right-hand column, is close at 21 cents, with that middle one. But mobile is definitely where her audience is. So this is really good to know because, when we're going to be doing, lead generation ads, we want to know this stuff in advance. We also want to know which, audience type or which interest group are going to respond best to her message too, and what kind of image.
I have a question, Ralph. Once we kind of figure out which audience is responding the best, and I really do want to run a couple desktop ads just to find out, because I feel like I have sort of like two groups of my audience. Like the older group that tends to buy the most stuff often is on desktop, about more than half of the time they're on mobile. So will it be worth it for me later to run another test set for desktop?
Here's why you should. I'll answer that one. I say yes. Typically, the desktops are going to be a lot more expensive. Like you might have a case where you're paying 15 cents per like on mobile and 50 or 60 or 70 cents on desktop. In your case, Bree, you probably won't be paying that much, but it's typically 2 to 4 times more expensive. But the cool thing that you can do is if you go ahead and create duplicate one of these ads, so you pull it up so you're going to create a new ad. I'm going to show you something. So go ahead and click on one of these ads and then just create similar. Yeah, that's fine. You can do it there.
Yeah, I don't like the ad manager. So this is my best performing ad, I think. Okay. Can I duplicate this?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to hit duplicate.
Yep.
Do I want to do it here? I'm sorry, this isn't going to let me. You want me to do it here or in the campaign?
That's fine. Right? Just do it right in here because you're not going to submit it. Well, you could if you want, but I want to show you something on the placement where as far as the now if you go down, if you scroll down, I see you duplicated it. Now if you scroll down a little bit, you might not be able to do this in here. Let's see here. Okay, right there. Scroll down a little bit to landing view. Okay, and actually, if you drag that little thing right above your image there, so you have more room, that's okay. It's fine. They can see enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know what you mean. Yep. I forgot about that. Thanks.
Okay, so the landing view. So go ahead and click on that. Now, if you're doing a desktop-like ad, you can change the landing view to a Facebook landing page. So if you look at that ad over there to the right, typically where that check marks is, that check mark is, I guess, check box I was going to say, but I guess it's a check mark, right? It's a check. Right below her image on the right side there, that normally says like, right? That's where you would click like if you're not a fan. So most people, you're telling them to click like, correct? So they're going to click like or they're not going to. However, if somebody clicks on like the image or if they click on the name, The Betty Rocker, on a normal like campaign, they're going to get taken to your timeline, right? Well, on desktop, you can't do this on mobile, but you can do this on desktop. If you're doing like campaigns on desktop, you can actually set one of those tabs that you've created. So.
Oh yeah, do you guys want to see my tabs?
Yeah, go ahead and show them the tabs so they know what the heck I'm talking about. So you can get some leads out of it too, basically.
Sorry, I probably go like the most backwards way to doing this.
No worries, it's good.
Okay, there's my tabs. I made them, and so like here's one of my. I made this with lead pages.
And I've got a video in there in the members area on how to create a Facebook landing page. Basically, you just use lead pages and then you use WooBox to kind of connect the two.
Such a badass app. Oh, and I made one of my other ones actually doesn't go to that. It actually takes them to the 7-day meal plan, and I set it as a redirect, so you can do that in WooBox. It's asking me because I'm the admin, but yeah, I just love that tool. It's so awesome.
Yeah. So basically, there's a video in the members area, guys, how to do that. It's about a half hour. And you go back to your ads manager. She can make that tab the landing page. So now if she's doing a desktop campaign, you can make that. So now you're going to get some people that are going to click like, some people are going to click on it and they're going to opt in. So it might cost you more per like, but then again, you're going to get some leads out of it. So that's one thing you can do, and we will do on your
Yeah,
desktop.
I'm totally down. But I would make a different creative for desktop, and I would do different stuff. I would be very specific for a desktop ad because there would be more space and they could see the image more. And
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I'm just going to delete this for now.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised that's giving you that landing view there, even though they know it's in mobile. Has that just changed? That might have changed.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's really interesting. That's a really good point, right? Because this is a mobile ad we just duplicated.
Yeah, I've never seen that before because it's always been just on desktop, just like you're saying. Maybe that's something that's just changed.
Maybe that will work. Maybe when you submit it, it airs out if you have mobile showing.
Right.
I don't know. That's a good question. Normally, if you're on the ads manager doing it, it wouldn't even give you that option if it's mobile.
I love the Power Editor though. It's just like so easy. But that's a lot thanks to you guys. Like I spent so long in the members area watching Ralph talk about Power Editor and just, it's just like made it seem less scary to me to go in there and use it because you guys, your tutorials are so good. And then because when I first looked at all this stuff, I in the past haven't been much of a numbers person, or I haven't worked in this way. I'm more at the creative end, but man, I feel like totally empowered and I'm just getting after it. It's been super fun.
Well, the other thing too is just to give everyone a little background, she wanted to hire us to completely manage everything for her, and I talked her out of it.
I still don't understand that, but now I do. Okay, now I do.
Couple of reasons. We're really at capacity right now, but the other main reason was I think for her in the long run, I think she's gonna be way better off doing this herself. And the amount you learn doing this, like what have you? I mean, you haven't learned that much about your audience yet because you haven't really been spending money that much yet. It has only been like a week, but how much easier is it to get around there now than it was 2 weeks ago?
So much easier, yeah. And I definitely passed that learning curve, but I was just determined. I was like, okay. I mean, and I trust you too, Keith. Like I know if you said that, then you had a reason, and you've seen a lot of people use this kind of stuff in the past. You know what you're talking about. You have a good perspective on it. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to trust the process and just do this. And it is actually a lot. It's not. I wouldn't say. I don't think it ever gets easier. You just get better. And I say that about fitness too. So you just got to put your time in and not be scared. And I'm not spending a ton of money on these ads because I know Facebook has to survive my learning curve too, right? Like I can't spend thousands and thousands of dollars a day on this stuff. So I'm starting out small and learning. And then the second I have a good audience and the second I have good ads, I'm going to ramp this baby up. So I'm having fun.
Cool. Sweet. Okay, cool. So where are we at here?
You were looking at my organization, my reporting. Were we going to compare like my like campaigns?
Yeah, let's show these guys how to do reporting. I think this is one of the areas of Facebook that's really underutilized. I mean, we've been inside a lot of ad accounts for a lot of guys that are doing, tons. I mean, 5 figures a day, and they don't use reporting all that much. And but it's a great tool. And the reason is that you can customize those reports to give you really at a glance how things are going. Like for us, I mean, we're managing a number of different campaigns for a number of different clients. So I need to be able to sort of go in there real quick and just say, all right, the cost per lead is going up, it's going down, I need to do something. So reporting really enables us to give a real quick glance. You can certainly do it right here, right on the ads manager, especially, if you've got, page likes obviously is your goal on that one campaign that's on the bottom, but you don't know how individual ads and individual ad sets are doing at this glance. What you can do is you can set up a report to just automatically show you the data that you want. And in Bree's case, we're trying to find out really through the like campaign which audience segments are engaging with her content and engaging through likes, shares, comments, all that kind of stuff, so that in the next phase, when we go after leads and then ultimately sales, we'll have a much better indication as to which interest grouping is going to respond best to that message. So why don't we click on View Report on the View Report button right in the middle.
Thanks.
And then this is your reporting tab.
How did you make that like thing for me? How did you do that? I
Yeah,
wanted one for like my 90-day campaign yesterday. I was like, how did he do that?
Yeah. Well, let's just pull up likes, and then we can either do, Keith, should
Now
we
let's
do
do a
one
new one.
from scratch?
Yeah,
Just do a new one? Okay,
yeah.
let's do a new one then. All right, so X out of that, but just go back to the default report. If you,
On that
How do I
drop
do that?
down, you just had that
Okay,
one, and then the
this
top.
this one, general metrics.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't even remember
Okay.
which one it started on now, but
It didn't really tell me, so it's just blank.
oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, it was blank. So a lot of people will click on that view reports button and it'll be blank, just like what happened to us. And like, there's nothing here. But this is where the real magic happens, in my opinion. So in this case, we want to, what is our goal? Our goal here is to know which audiences are engaging the most, which is liking our content the best, who's sharing it, who's commenting, who's, doing any sort of interaction with these like campaigns. So the best way to do this is to do this through reporting. So Facebook will give you kind of this regular kind of view here, and it doesn't really tell you a whole lot. But if you click on that Customize Columns button, okay, you can pick and choose what you want to see in this report. And then better yet, you can then take that report and download it as an Excel file and then, mark it up and really analyze your data even more. I'm not a total data analyst. We actually hired a data analyst internally to do a lot of this sort of stuff. But, for a like campaign, there's certain metrics that you want to measure and you want to be able to take a look at it. So here's the report that Facebook just sort of gives you. Not really all that helpful, but you can customize it. And a real quick and easy way to customize it is doing what Bree's doing on the side there, is just to kind of go through all those columns. So if we're trying to figure out, likes and engagement, we want to get rid of some of these columns here. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're at 43 minutes in, so let's quickly create this report, and then I want to do one for the other campaigns too.
Yeah.
People they don't need we've got the other training where we go an hour and 20 minutes into this, so let's get the report and get into the data.
So click on unique clicks. Do you want to create this report or no?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so click that. Click on unique, click through, click out of that one. Click out cost per 1,000 impression. Cost CPC, click on that one. Actions, click on that one. People taking action, and keep page likes. All right, now scroll down the middle. Okay, so there's all these values you can add in. So page likes, there's all these different things. So what we want to measure is we want to measure cost per page like. So click on that one right there. All right, and then also cost per page engagement. Click on that one, which is the average cost per action related to your page as a result of your ad. Scroll down just a little bit more. You could create a report for yourself if you were doing cost per lead, cost per registration, all that kind of stuff as well. If you were doing
just
videos.
To clarify, this one is just we're doing what you did for me that day, where I have like a like report, right? Specific to my like report. Cool.
Exactly. So just scroll down a little bit more. This is video views. We can get into that at a later webinar. All right. So here's what we want to look at here. Click down just a little bit. Other website conversions. Cost per registration, cost per lead. This is all stuff. This is all data that Facebook gives you.
Don't need apps.
No, don't need apps.
Is there anything on cost per action? That's all app stuff. Conversion value. I'm not trying to convert mobile. Any clicks? Anything with clicks you want me to check?
Yeah, we want engagement. Cost per page engagement, and then cost per likes, and then cost per.
Where's that? I don't see it.
Shares. You can scroll up a little bit.
Okay. That's all mobile.
Yeah. Keep going up. All right. Slow down when you're getting up here a little bit. So this is like a whole area where you can basically create a report for anything that is the goal for that campaign or for your particular campaigns. So scroll up just a little bit more. Video views, scroll up. Okay. Cost per. All right. Hold on. Cost per page mention. All right. Cost per post like. All right. Want to put that one. Cost per post engagement. Click on that one. Cost per comment. Put that one. And then cost per post share. And then scroll up a little bit more. We're clicking all the ones that are relevant to a like ad, shares, comments. All right, now these ones right here, click post likes, post comments, post engagement.
That makes sense.
And then scroll up again.
Page engagement?
Yeah, we can put page engagement there. I think that's probably enough. Why don't you click out of amount spent? We don't necessarily care about that one for right now. And then just hit apply.
Question. Yesterday the other day when we were playing around with this, it was a pain in the ass to like drag the tabs horizontally across. Can I rearrange this the way you want it before I hit apply so that I can see it laid out the way I want?
Yeah, when we were doing it the other day, I think we did that and saved it and it didn't save. So why don't we try to do that? Because you want like campaign name and then likes and then cost per like kind of first.
Right. So do I want page likes and then cost per like? Cost per page, like all these kind of relevant things. I mean, this made total sense to me. I love this.
You want them next at the top. They're going to be right next to the placement, basically. They're going to be whether it was in right column
maybe like
or news.
Page engagement, and then maybe like all the stuff about the page. Cost per page engagement could go there, and then I could do the post stuff next.
Yeah. You could even take out reach, frequency, impressions too, just because that's not what you're really, or clicks. Keep in CTR. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep that one in. Now,
do you want me to do these up at the top too, or does it matter? I mean, I was just kind of like trying to learn how to, because when I'm doing this myself, I guess I was just trying to see how I would build this little campaign, or how I would build this little report. So this is really helpful. So I was like, anyway.
Yeah.
So I can do that later, but I want to see if it sticks.
I want to see if it sticks too, because it looks like it did.
Woohoo!
It didn't the other day. All right, that's cool. All right, so then go up. Now that we know this is like your page likes engagement report, now you click up on Save Report.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's going to let me rename it, right?
Yep. So put in likes engagement or something like that. And this will always give you, like if you can now, it's 7 days. See over on the right-hand side, it says last 7 days. You can set your date range for any range you want.
But why am I seeing all of my campaigns here? This is weird.
One more thing we want to do on this is we want to click Add Filters.
Okay.
Okay. And then campaign name contains likes. So we're going to get out our funnel refusers, our 7-day MP refusers, all that stuff.
Is that
add that?
No? Do I just hit add filter?
Yay.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so there it is. All right, so now go over to campaign, like underneath report settings, just up to the diagonally to the left.
Okay.
Click down on do add. Hit add. All right, what this will do is this will actually put, you probably want to, let's see, customize columns again. Click customize columns. Fortunately, you have to do this in 2 different ways. Now scroll down on your right-hand side. See if it, yeah. All right, it's saved the way we want it to. Hit apply. All right. What we want is we want campaign name, and then just to the right of it, we want the ad. So your ad is way over on the right. So you have to scroll over on the right.
Why didn't we just drag it in when we were just in that other thing?
We did. It just didn't save that way.
Oh.
It was actually it was underneath campaign.
Weird.
Yeah. So Facebook is just quirky.
Come on, you monkey.
Yeah, this is why we're trying to do it in the other window, you guys. It's just because it's so hard. It's just that's like delays, and sometimes you can't reach to the right, and it won't like slide. You have to have your mouse in the perfect spot, and it's weird.
So all right. Guys? So click Save Report again.
This is why you take the time to do this, and then it's only frustrating, a couple times because then you'll have it saved. And
exactly.
And then you're going to do the same thing for your lead generation campaigns. Will be slightly different, a couple different, metrics that you'll be saving.
So go up, yeah, exactly. So this is just sort of a quick glance. So once you do this once, you only have to do it once. So click on that little tab underneath the current report where it says likes engagement, way up on the top, underneath Facebook ads reporting. All right, so neat, yeah. So just show everybody that. Actually, you'd have to scroll down a little bit, but it's a saved. It's going to be under the saved reports section. If you scroll down, they'll see it. There it is, right there. So just click on that. It'll show the same report. It'll reload. It might.
Didn't reload.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. So this is all your ads, and it will tell you, based on page likes, cost per page like by ad, how much you're actually spending, which ones are really engaging based upon all these metrics. And this is a long report, but one of the things that we're most interested in is cost per page like, which is like our third or fourth column. And you can force rank that one just by clicking on it. Yeah, and then if you wanted to save it that way, now you could actually save report again. And now every time you pull this report, it will force rank your ads based upon cost per like. So you can immediately see which ones have the cheapest cost per like. And then you can analyze all your data going over to the right-hand side about, all right, which one has the highest click-through rate. She's got like really high click-through rates, 7%, 6%, 6.5%. A lot
and
of
I got some bad ones too. Like
you got some clunkers too.
Yep.
Which means, those are ones that we might need to pause.
Yeah, those are all the new ones. Those are all the ones, the right column ones. I can't wait to get rid of them.
Yeah, you don't have a right column group, apparently.
And you're always going to have, as far as click-through rates, rules of thumb are a little bit tough because each industry is different. But typically, if you're in the news feed, obviously, an ad in the news feed takes up almost the entire news feed above the fold. Even if it's a like campaign, it takes up a lot of space. So you're going to have way higher click-through rates. So typically, anything above, just really depends on how big your audience is and stuff. But if you can get above like 3 or 4%, you're doing good. 5 or 6 is really good. We do see that a lot with a like campaign. Because you're just getting them to click like, they're not having to click away from Facebook. But typically anything around like above 4 or 5% is really, really good. And the sidebar, your kind of goal is to get to up around 2%, 1.5%, 2%. It used to be up, 0.8, 0.9 to 1% when they were smaller on the sidebar. Now it's around like 1.5, 2. Anything above there, you're going to probably get really, pretty good cost likes. And it also depends on your industry. If you're in like a business to business type of industry, your goal might be to get down to like, 25, 30 cents a like, 40 cents per like. If you're in an industry like this that's more consumer based, you're always going to be able to get cheaper likes. We can't get the 1, 2, 3 cent likes like we could a year ago. That's gone. But the goal, like for Bree, is to get down to that around 10%. That's the goal, 10 cents. So.
Yeah, and also if you look at her cost per page engagement basically means a like, a comment, a share, anything that they do to engage, like somebody took notice of it. That's actually, in this case, from a market research standpoint, that's almost more important to me. Like I'm starting one with a client tonight, and we're going to do likes, obviously a like campaign to start off, but the post engagement thing is the one thing that I'm really going to watch out for, because that tells me that they might not like, but maybe they did something else. Maybe they commented, maybe they shared, whatever, good or bad. But I mean, it does give you an indication that if you scroll way over to the left again, and you can export this data too into an Excel file. I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But obviously that one that's way on the top, if you scroll way over to the left, Bree.
Why?
Yeah, sometimes it gets a little. So this ad, if you click on that ad right there, page likes general 2, that's going to be. Why don't you do the right click, open in a new tab. We'll show these guys that. So it opens in a new tab. Notice just what we did right there. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
It's been doing this to me like today. It's driving me nuts. But I can show you in my Power Editor that general ad for sure if you want to see it.
But that group is going to be a really good group for her when she goes after leads. We just know that it's responding well to her campaign. That's all you really kind of want to find out. I mean, all you need is like one really killer interest grouping. You can do so well on Facebook, especially if you follow a lot of the stuff that we now know about interest targeting and targeting larger groups for conversions.
I think they like this. I'm using the hashtag properly, and the image is good, and it's like speaking to food and fitness at the same time. That's why it's in my general category. But that's where I have like the most fun with the creatives, because this was actually one of my favorite groups to set up, like the general one. When I got really specific with food or fitness, it was cool, but I'm more of a lifestyle brand. I'm not just food and I'm not just fitness. That's why I'm really excited about this general ad set and ads that I'm doing, because I think they're going to be my most responsive audience.
Gotcha. Recipes, workouts, and lean body tips. Okay.
Now look at her ad copy, guys, on how she did this like ad. Like, this is perfect the way that she wrote it. She identifies her audience by saying something that's, you know, that's how her audience talks. You want a rockin' body, not like, do you want to be skinny or whatever. It's like she talks.
No, there are a lot of like other female fitness girls who would say something like, do you want a lean, sexy body? And like, I thought about saying that in the beginning, and then I was like, that's just not me. I want you to have a rocket body. So That's why I'm Betty Rocker. I'm not like some fitness model.
Totally the reason why we wanted to do a Done With You thing, because we don't know your brand like you do. And I mean, anybody who's on this call, none of us know your brand like you guys do. So talk in the language that your brand is, and that's why this is effective, because it's getting people to, you know, stand up and take notice. Yes, I clicked on it, I liked it, I want more of this. But also,
can I show you guys this ad itself? Actually, it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I put stuff on top of it the last time I built it, but because I'm always like tweaking my ads in Canva, because I freaking love Canva. But I could basically just build this one again from scratch, like doing it just like this. So this is just the coolest. Ever since Keith showed me this, I've just like not been able to get enough of it, because the way I make all my Instagram stuff is the apps in my phone. But having something where I could just go in and make an ad and put the text on it so quickly for Facebook and have it all set up for me, it's just perfect. So this is cool because you can upload your own images, and I have like a ton of great professional shots, and anytime I need like a little cutout image, I just go on Fiverr and have somebody like cut me out an image. But for this ad, I knew that...
Actually, can you repeat that real quick? That's a thing that people stuck on a lot. Can you repeat that Fiverr cutout thing that you do?
Oh yeah, Fiverr's so awesome. So you just go to Fiverr. It's like it means Fiverr, like a $5 bill, like a fiva. So you got the 2 R's, and then you just go on here and you'd be like, Photoshop. Someone who's good at Photoshop. I just spelled it wrong, but then I just like go look. I can read let's go by highest rating. So someone who's not an idiot on here, who actually will get back to me quickly, and then I can go read. I will do any professional Photoshop job within 24 hours. Sounds great. I can send him a quick message if I want to. I can contact him. He'll tell me what he has, what he does, and for $5, I can get an image cut out around with like a white background. So
she's talking about, she's got an action shot, and you're like, crap, Canva's got this cool backgrounds and all this stuff, but it's like, how do I? She's talking about how she can cut out the background, so it's just a white, or it's
right. Like so say if I wanted to. So for one of my ads that I made, I actually just I went to like 123RF or like what do you even call that? I don't know. That website where I get all the images, where I buy them. So I make sure I paid for all of my images first of all, because I think that's good. I'm going to overlay this with an image of me that is a cutout actually. So I've already uploaded this to Canva. It's this one, so then I can just stretch it out and pop it in there, and then I can go to text, and I can be like, oh yeah, I want to say,
how cool is this, guys?
Eat clean. Don't.
All you need is a picture of you, and then you like Fiverr, you can have them cut out the background, and then just let Canva do the rest. I mean, it's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and you just go in here and just go like, okay, I want it to be white, and then I've got a font that I'm actually using to brand all of my ads because I really like it from Canva. And I started doing that in the beginning, and I just stuck to it because that's exactly what worked for me on Instagram. People responded to me best when they, it's like any branding. You want to have a font or something that's like maybe a couple fonts that are really recognizable. And when it comes to Facebook, of course, you guys all know about the grid tool, and so you can easily tell quickly if this will show up or not, and this may not be like the right color scheme. This may not be but this is one of the ads that's actually this is actually doing pretty well in my retargeting for one of my products. But that other ad, this is just I just love it so much. It's just so easy to use.
Oh, do we mention it's free?
It's free. It's just so great. Like, totally awesome. Where's that ad I was just gonna build? Oh, so this is the one that's people are like responding to really well right now. It's just me on my counter with a bunch of food, smiling, happy, a lot of happy face, like fitness, but not over the top. And then I just did there's a lot of ways to use hashtags. Like sometimes people don't like it when you add hashtag. Like if you were reposting an Instagram post on your Facebook, it looks lazy. But if you use hashtags correctly, it can be really catchy. So I don't know, it's something I can talk about another time. But yeah, so anyway, I just need to do something simple like this, and boom, I've got an ad, and I'm going to make that bigger because it's the only thing on there that has text. I'll probably move this image over a little bit so I have a little more space for this because I like how it looks kind of on the counter, really like showing up. Yeah, and I like this, and this is my ad that's crushing it right now on Facebook. Boom.
And then you click download.
Yeah, and you just download that and it saves it. You got to wait till this is saved or it'll save it in the last version that you had. So I just download it as an image or a PDF, and then Canva will tell you. What else is cool, which Keith has probably showed you before, is that when you're using Canva, they've got a bunch of pre-done stuff. So if you're not, so I save it wherever I want. And then what's cool about Canva is that they have a whole bunch of stuff that's already done for you. So say you just need some inspiration and you've got your own ads, you go in here and just get some ideas about how they've done layout, like what fonts are they using, like what looks good to you, and then you just make it. Like that's what I do all the time, especially even with lead pages. I'll go look at a layout on lead pages and go recreate it in OptimizePress because I have more control over it. But you do that with anything. So this is just another cool thing you can do.
Yeah. That's what we're doing with like ClickFunnels right now too. It's the same thing as you're doing in OptimizePress. Is we're looking at some like different layouts that I like, but I don't love things about them, and we'll be rolling these out to you guys in the next couple months. By the way, we're working on some, I think, pretty good landing page templates, webinar registration templates that are a little bit different. That they take like the benefits of a video landing page and also of a basic squeeze page and kind of combine them in one. Those types of things where they don't really have anything like that in lead pages yet. So we're rolling some of that stuff out.
Oh, I wanted to say a quick thing too. It's Valentine's Day is coming up. So if you're looking to make something fun for your page or whatever, I just did this the other day. There was like all these Valentine's Day like pre-done templates, and I just like put pizza in the center, and I was like, my only love, pizza. And I'm gonna totally put that in my newsfeed. Awesome. And it was just like, this is just a fun free tool. You can get super creative. I'm actually gonna go through some of these these you, me, we things and like put food in here, because I'm like totally like that's food is my boyfriend right now, so like, and that's a huge segment of my audience is like totally into those kind of messages. So it's like super funny, like my life with you, me and like pizza, right? Or like me and a green smoothie, something funny like that. Or like you just can be creative.
And she's talking about like healthy pizza, the way she makes it is like badass.
Yeah, that was my healthy pizza.
Tastes good and it's healthy. So yeah.
But anyway, that's my crash course to Canva. Yeah, well they do this. Well, if you scroll down, you can see how after the Valentine's Day ones, they'll show you the birthday ones. So I think they're featuring at the top whatever is the holiday. They'll put that up there for you to see, because they've got like special e-card templates all the way down for different things, like birthday ones, and I don't know. It's pretty cool though, like, right guys? Like, it's so cool how you could just get all these great ideas from them and make your own, or you can just like use theirs. It's awesome. It's all done for you, and it's free.
There's never been anything like this. I used to teach people to use Keynote to create their images because it was quick and easy, and you could upload text over it, and because there was no tool like this. This is a big deal.
It's totally awesome. Yeah, I made an Instagram post actually in here one day just for fun. And it got like 2,000 likes, and like I put it on Facebook, and it got like a bazillion shares, and I just got inspired, because normally I make all my Instagram posts on my phone, but I was just like, oh, I like this one font, and so I went in here and like made this, and it just went crazy on my Facebook page. So And then I got inspired and I used this for, I use Instagram to kind of test my copy, split test my images, because you get like instant free feedback. So what's really fun is if you're testing stuff on Instagram, you can bring it over to Facebook and use it for your retargeting ads for your images. So that's stuff I'll talk about when we talk about Instagram. But
cool.
Fun. Thanks for the tools. Loving it.
Cool. Okay, cool. So let's see here. I know we're past an hour, but I know that there's just a few more things we want to cover. So I think we wanted to hit into the main kind of some of your website custom audience stuff that you're doing, and maybe look at some of your copy or your lead gen. Let's pick one of those and kind of go and see what we can do to improve things or analyze things a little bit.
Okay. So can I go into Power Editor?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why can't it just show me all my recent ones? I don't understand. Okay, so the one that I would say is probably the most active right now that I've been kind of testing a lot of different stuff with is the 30-day. This is the first offer that everyone sees, right? So I want to get them back into this funnel, because when they're in this funnel, they see the offer for the 90-day challenge sooner. So that's kind of like an important one. I kind of wanted you guys to take a look at it, and I feel like it's kind of doing okay, but I can't tell. I kind of wanted to look at why it's doing okay where, because it seems to be doing better both on desktop and mobile, and this may just be one specific creative. Or actually, these are two different landing pages, so maybe that's why. Maybe that's what it is. So the difference here, alt meal plan, that's the sales page they see if they don't go. It's not. This is the Tripwire page, and then the other one is the regular sales page. So maybe that's the explanation.
We need to pull them up so we can see the ads. And then we can pull up the report maybe in another tab.
Okay.
Maybe we use if you can't pull up the ad there because it was acting weird, let's do it that way.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first one. Is it that all of my ads? That's weird. Why do I have one? Is there a way to see them both?
Is there two ads? If there's two ads in that ad set, maybe there's only one now.
Maybe I only have one. That's weird. Did I get rid of one? Did we do this? I'm sorry, guys. I don't remember, but let me go back to this whole thing and go through it. Okay, so there should be there's four different ad sets, and this is something that I set up by myself. Keith and Ralph haven't really helped me much with this yet, because I already was running this funnel, this campaign, and I was like, I have to learn this immediately and try. And this is why I'm excited to have you guys now kind of come in and help me clean it up, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just putting the audience pixels and the conversion pixels on my pages and just trying. I had to try something. Wasn't going to lose all that traffic, that free traffic that I sent through. Right. So I'm going to try this again. I'll try going to the mobile one, view ads. Nope, there's only one, I guess. So this one seems to be doing, how is this doing? Click-through rate 5. How do I know if it's converting? How do I know if it's working? How do I make it better?
Sure. Cool. Scroll down a little bit so we can take a look at it. Hey, Challenger. So this is, if you can explain what this ad is trying to accomplish real quick.
Yeah, sure. This is for people who didn't take the offer on the Tripwire, right? The Tripwire, the welcome page, after they sign up, they see the ad first on the Tripwire page, but they didn't take that offer, and now they've been pixelized on the main sales page itself, because they've gotten the offer again, and they see a different sales page and they haven't taken it there. So they've come back around and they're still not buying it. So
go back to your mind map and show them where these people are in the funnel.
Okay. These are people who have started the challenge, and they're being retargeted with this same offer, but it's a different landing page. Okay. And this one seems to be working better than the Tripwire page itself, which is interesting.
Okay. Gotcha.
Do you want me to? Do you guys remember this? Page from the beginning. Okay. So it looks like this ad isn't doing terribly bad, but I don't really know how to tell. So how do I know?
So let's see here. What we want to do is we want to look at this stuff inside the reporting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back to the reporting.
Yep.
Okay. Oops. Sorry. Clicked. Happy fingers. Okay.
Okay.
I believe it's this one. Well, it's actually, there's 4 of them, right? So we've got 2. The one that's saying no to alt meal plan, alt meal plan is the regular page that we were just looking at. And the other one is right when they first get it offered on the Tripwire, these 2 on the top and bottom. So I guess I'm just wanted to know what's performing better, where am I spending too much, how can I make this better?
Okay, I see. So I think the top one and the bottom one then are people that opted in, but they did the 30-day challenge, but they didn't buy the product, right? They didn't buy the meal.
Right. They landed on the welcome page.
Yep.
And whenever I get confused, I just go back here and I'm like, okay, this is the Tripwire page, and Ralph gave me a great tip on this one. This is like they just signed up and they get this nice little message from me, and it's like, hey. And I'm kind of coy about the meal plan, right? So I'm really waiting for them to like listen to the video, and then they get to know about this offer. So one of the cool things Ralph told me to do is when you retarget these people, send them back to this page, right? Like I'll get a better result if I send them back to that page. So I just made a duplicate version of that page, but I did a second version of it where I just took out the stuff right there, so you immediately see that it's all about the meal plan. So they don't have to watch the video again, but it looks like the same page. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
It's killer.
So that's what that is. But then the other one is the main, the one that I thought was doing better, but I can't really tell. This is if they still didn't, this is if someone who didn't buy it, but they clicked on one of my ads on one of their challenge days or in an email from me during the 30-day challenge, and they see this offer. Again, it's for the same program, it's just a whole page all about it. So that's why I have two different ad sets.
And just so for you guys on the call, you don't have to create a separate sales page for this. She has a different version for them because that's what she went above and beyond. But to get started, all of these could be basically just retargeting people that don't. Basically what she's doing is she's retargeting people that opted in but didn't buy.
Yep, but in 2 different ways and very specific to what where they are in my funnel. But I already had, don't feel like I already had that. I was already selling that product, so there was already a sales page for it. I just made a special version of it for challengers, and then I built this whole funnel. And obviously there has to be a welcome page. So then I was like, oh, bonus! I have 2 pages I could see. So now I can kind of test and see which one works better.
Right. Cool. So basically, in this situation, this is what she's focusing on right now. The goal is to get sales. This isn't a lead generation thing. It's more to just trying to figure out which ads. What you're right now, what you want to figure out is, am I in what I do, in what I'm doing what I'm doing working as far as like a cost per click per sale, click through rate type of thing, right? Is that your main question right now?
Yeah, it's like, is what I'm doing working at all? How can I, like, am I spending too much money on this? Should I change my creatives? I guess I'm just like looking for, you guys haven't had a chance to really analyze any of this with me yet because I just kind of went ahead and did it myself before we even started working together. So I just wanted to know, how do I look at this data, and any quick pointers on making this a little bit better, perform a little better? How is it doing? I just don't really know yet how to analyze this.
Yeah.
Well, this is a perfect one for a preset report, so you can take a glance at it and really find out real quickly. I mean, first off, she's using website custom audiences, which is like on the opposite end, the far end of where we were before. Step 1 and 2. She's on step 9, but she has a funnel that's already intact. But she's using clicks to website as her objective, not page likes, not page post engagement, nothing. Clicks to website, because website custom audiences are smaller audiences. But because she's doing clicks to website, she can't see in the ad manager which ones are converting. All she sees are website clicks.
Oh, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Damn it.
So that's where you want to click View Report and set up a preset report, which I think I did for you. Just click on the View Report button. And then hit that drop down from Full Report.
It looks like you made me 30-day meal plan checkouts.
Yep. So click on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is checkouts. So scroll over to the right. This is just for that one offer. And you can actually see here, this is a preset report in the last, whatever it is, month. It's a custom range I think we're using here. You can see that there's 11 checkouts and the cost per checkout was $20.81. Some of our ads, that one right in the middle, NO main sales page, is converting, that's a checkout, that's a sale, at $3 per sale. Then the one above it is converting at $12 per sale, and then the rest of these way on the bottom two aren't converting at all. So you've got an indication here as to which ads and which ad sets are actually converting for you just by using reports. So this is a preset report, and you can customize this, as much as you possibly want, kind of like we did in the first part of the webinar. But it's the same kind of thing. You've got it now. She's got two different reports. So click on current reports again where it says 30-day meal plan checkouts. Got that one, and then you have scroll all the way down. Then you've got the other one that we just created, which is whatever, likes engagement on the top.
Oh, it's up here, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of going through all that stuff we did before, like adding this, deleting this, now you just look at it totally fast at a glance. Who's engaging with my content with the likes engagement report? Who's buying my stuff with the checkouts report? So, and just
I would go and look at these two ads probably and really change them or update them or delete them.
Yeah, so let's take a look at,
see how they're doing.
Let's keep this tab open and let's look at the one that's performing worst and look at it.
Look at them versus the ones that are doing well.
Yeah, so it looks like.
So this is actually, Ralph, this was your suggestion. This is the Welcome To. This is pretty new. And Welcome To was the page I just showed you guys where I did that little ninja thing where I sent them back to the landing page, but I sent them to the landing page where it looked like immediately they got to see that there was a meal plan available for them. Yeah. And it was congruent with the ad that I created, so they knew they were coming there to get a meal plan.
So let's look at the ad so people can understand, and so we can kind of see the difference.
You want me to go into
Power Editor? Pull up the no, yeah, that's fine. Whatever, yeah.
And shoot, how do I? Okay, I don't want. Whoa.
It's gonna be probably easier to click the other tab, left of the reporting. Click where you have the campaigns open, on the left side.
Yeah, I just hit back by accident. I'm sorry. That was.
Yeah, so don't use this tab. Use the other tab that you had, the very one left next to Lucidchart. That tab.
Guy? Yep.
That one. Now click on the one. Which ones you want to look at?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to look at the bad ones, or we want to look which ones are doing good. We want to look at. Is this one the one that's doing good? I can't tell because they don't look like this. This is where I'm getting. Thanks. This is probably helpful because I get confused. So.
Yep.
These are the names of the ad sets.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you've got
these are the
ads.
ad names.
Yep.
And then I've got campaign names. I just get a little lost sometimes.
So widen the ad set name column right there so you can see the whole thing.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to look at that. Then you can look at the corresponding one you want to look at here. Then go to the other tab and then click that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So we want to look at, so the two bad ones are down on the bottom. They are ad set name, no to meal plan desktop, no to alt meal plan mobile.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. And you could take out your ads on that, so you're not, because you only have one ad per ad set. You don't even need the ad in that report because if it's the one ad set is doing well, it's one ad that's doing well for you, and that will help compress your data so you can look at it in even easier.
Right. I mean, when I set this up, like I said, I don't know what I was doing. I was just trying to do something.
No, that's all right.
So, I'm sorry,
just click on that link.
Direction. What am I supposed to do? This one?
Yep.
Okay.
And then click it again.
Looks like it was doing good in the beginning, and now it's like awful. So I click on it again.
Yep.
Here?
There we go.
Oh yeah.
And then widen out your screen maybe a tiny bit, maybe your browser, or like
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'll try.
like that. Oh, really? Okay. Looks like it's not wide enough. That's fine. We can see plenty. We're good. Okay.
I think maybe my creative sucks. I had a different creative in there like a week ago.
Yeah.
And look, it was doing better.
Yeah.
How can I go back to, how do I remember, does it save my history of what ad I had in there before?
Yeah, you won't be able to do that. That's tough. It's like, that's why sometimes it's better to have a separate ad. So you can see the difference. But let's look at the other ones.
Okay. Can I go back? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So do you want to see the other one that's not doing well?
Pick one that's doing well.
Okay, so one that's doing well. Well, we want to look at probably this one, right? The second one. 30-day funnel for challengers. No to meal plan mobile. No to meal. This one. This one's doing good.
By the way, as we're doing this real quick, there's a couple questions. There was if you're doing this on the lead gen side, which the majority of you guys are probably going to be doing, you're generating looking for leads, and you have lots of different interests out there, right? And so what you'll do is you'll separate out. You might have a lot of your interests in separate ad sets. Some of them might be combined a little bit, and you're going to kind of do the same thing. You're going to look at your reporting. We talk about this a lot on the other webinar, so I definitely encourage you to go look at the recent webinars and watch that. We talk a lot more about the analyzing reports based on different interests and different bidding styles. Okay, so that we're not covering that today, but that's okay. But there was Samantha actually had an interesting question or a comment. Actually, I didn't realize this, and this is awesome if it's true. So which I think it is, because there's a lot of stuff we can do in there. But she said that Adespresso was able to break down responsiveness by subset of targeting. Example, interest 1, 2, even though she had bundled them in the same ad. Can I do that with the report and the Power Editor? And so the answer to that question is no.
No.
The thing that sucks about Facebook Power Editor, unlike Google AdWords, is the only way to be able to track the performance of different interests, how they respond, is to have them as separate ad sets. So we like to do that a lot at the beginning. However, what we found, and especially with our recent conversation, even again with our ad rep, is that Facebook loves larger audiences. So I'm talking more about like real big, light campaigns and lead generation campaigns, not the retargeting stuff we're doing right now with Bree. But the point is that the more you can like just have everything broad and just use the reporting to figure out what's working, the better, right? Normally, though, we can't combine all the audiences because the reporting won't separate them out unless they're separate ad sets. So if we can do that in Adespresso, which we're using a little bit just because we haven't been using it as much lately, but that's huge, because I would recommend for a brand new client, Bree, for example, I would say, hey, put all your top like 10 interests in one campaign, one ad together. And then if you can separate, if Facebook, which they won't, but if, Adespresso will separate all those out in the reporting, that's huge.
So isn't that why we did all those ad sets in the beginning, right? We put them in different categories.
Yeah.
So that we actually
we have them in different ad sets so we can find out which ones are working best.
Right.
What she's saying that is in Adespresso is you can have all those in one ad set, and they're going to break down the difference. And that's what AdWords does for you. That's what Google does.
One caveat to that is that it's only based on click-through rates and clicks. So it doesn't give conversion data. So we've actually been in touch with them about that, because it would be totally ninja if you had, let's say, an ad set with 5 or 6 or 7 different interests in it, and you knew which interest was converting. But they don't do that. But it is it's one of the only, I think it's probably the only reason why I keep Adespresso, because I don't do that much with it these days, but it does definitely give you click-through rates on individual interests.
Well, and it does the thing where you can do the overlay, where you can target somebody that likes Tony Robbins and Perry Marshall. We can't do that yet inside Facebook yet. Yeah. But I wanted to set up a webinar. The CEO of there, he's setting up a landing page for me to have a better pricing for you guys. a discount, which I never got that back yet from them. They were supposed to give that back to me, but I'm trying to set up a webinar with them. I'm going to reach back out to them and see if I can. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that answer that question up. So, back to
So what's weird about this ad is that it's doing really well. This creative is doing really well on mobile, and it might just be like the way it looks in a smaller version. It probably looks way better, because I do know for sure that the ad I'm using for the other ones that I was using before was much more like colorful and wide. It would have looked great wide, I think. It can look. I mean, do you think that is? I mean, it's just interesting, right? It's the same image. It's just doing way better on mobile.
Yeah, well, now are you talking about right now? We're looking at when you say better, we're talking about as far as conversions, right? Sales conversions,
I think so. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, go back to the other tab.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what am I looking at?
The one that we just had there.
This one, right? The top one?
Yeah, so it's got 4 checkouts.
No, sorry, it's the middle one.
Okay.
It's the second one down, because we wanted to look at the best one.
So but check out the click-through rate though. The click-through rate is so if you were going to say like the image and stuff in the ad, I would say that's the most poor performing.
Right. So it's a crappy ad. It's just the sales page might be doing okay.
Exactly.
They're actually.
And which proves the point of that's the most important part anyway. Right.
Right. So what I should look at is the ones with a higher click-through rate. I should look at the creative there, because people are liking the creative, but they're not liking something else.
Yeah. So if you're talking about like sometimes though, if you're getting good like click-through rates, but you're not getting good lead conversions or checkouts, then sometimes it might be your message to your congruency, right? Or sometimes it's tough because you got to be careful if you're just looking for likes and you want the highest click-through rate possible, but if your goal is to get checkouts or your goal is to get leads, for example, good click-through rate is good because you're going to get cheaper clicks. However, you don't want to sacrifice wasted clicks either. Now, in this case, you're not really worried about wasted clicks because everybody that's seeing this has already opted in. So you want everybody to click on these. But if this was a lead gen ad, you have to be careful and really, really focus on cost per lead, right? Because that's the most important metric, because in some cases you're trying to call out people. So you only want qualified people clicking on your ads. It's all about, I'd rather pay more per click and get more conversions from those than get. So it's tough because you got to look at some of this stuff holistically sometimes instead of just like it's not black or white.
This one only had this one seems to be doing the best, and it's pretty new. So I think this is going to be the creative that I want to go with. I
love that right there. The white, both just the way you did it creatively, and also the abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. 80% food, 20% exercise. And then it takes you to the meal plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And look at the ad copy too. That's great ad copy.
This is a new one, and I was like, okay, because I didn't like how the other ones were doing, so I think I'm going to try to use this sort of format to make the other ones start to perform better. So that was really helpful. So now I can kind of see where they're not doing as well, and I can kind of update them to look a little bit more like this.
Okay. Yeah, and on these you can actually get a real look. Sometimes Facebook shows you over on the right-hand side, you can actually see it has 3 checkouts. So to get the full actions report, you click that, and then it'll show just the data where it says, click over on actions. If you go down to see full actions report right underneath post shares, that'll open up to another screen that'll give you a little bit more of a breakdown just on that ad. And you don't have to mess around with that. So It shows you your conversions, post shares, all that stuff.
Right, so this hasn't been running that long. So I could probably, that's really helpful, you guys. Now I see like what's performing, what's not performing, and maybe why, and I could.
Yeah, and then when you're doing the lead gen, you're gonna have a lot more data, and you're gonna be able to look at more things. You're gonna be able to look at not only, you're gonna be able to look at the different audiences and the different demographics and stuff like that. So what we'll do is typically sometimes we'll find some great interest groups, and we talk about this. You don't have my members area pulled up. I can pull it up in a second here, right before we end. But
what's the URL for that? It's just
dominatewebmedia.com/members. Cool. Okay, good. Now, if you go up to click on the top there, recent webinars, right there. This is where
Oh
the gold
man.
is. Okay. Now, if you're brand new, this isn't necessarily where the gold is. It might be overwhelming for you. The gold, for you brand new folks, you're going to want to go through the Facebook Foundation and the ad creation modules and the Power Editor ones. That's the big thing there. But for now, like this top one here, maximizing website custom audiences, that's where we show you exactly how to set everything up. That's what Bree was talking about, the Lucid chart. And then the second one down is mining for gold, where we spend an hour and 15 minutes going through the reporting and really we're more focused on lead gen campaigns in that training. So the next one is like organic stuff that we did. And so that's just you can check that out there. But
Cool. I can't wait to watch this one. Thanks.
yeah, that'll help you too a lot, Bree. And so we're at an hour and a half. There's so much I know, folks. Hopefully, I know some of you guys this was a lot over your head. And there was some stuff that we would have loved to get to a little bit more, but we just couldn't. I think understanding the basic foundation of really how to get around the Power Editor and more importantly the reporting and setting those, fumbling around and creating those templates as far as reports that Ralph did, that's going to save you so much time down the road. So,
Super helpful.
and so, but like I said, Bree, the big thing with that is with your website custom audience campaigns, it's low volume, they're leads and stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for you to really figure out what creative is working best. It's not enough volume. People have already, it's in the news, the ones that are in the news feed, whether it's mobile or it's desktop, it's already standing out a lot. The goal is to, in my opinion, mostly is just to get them, really, you're going to make your biggest wins are going to be really doing your creative exactly like you're doing it, basically getting it in front of them. But then your biggest wins are going to be testing different things on your sales page. There's no question.
Oh yeah, and that's like, I'm just doing everything at the same time, so
Yep. And then the
it's
lead gen stuff, that's there's way more data. You're
I
gonna have way more
can't
stuff,
wait
and
to
that's
get into
next.
lead gen. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait for that. It's gonna be so fun.
So, let's see here. That was let me real quick here. I know there were some questions and stuff, but there was a couple questions. Okay. One was about bidding as far as budgeting. He was asking about the $10 a day budget, and he was asking what happens if you don't spend the whole $10, and et cetera? Does it roll over and stuff? And first of all, the way you budget is per ad set. So if your goal is to spend like, $20 a day total and you have 4 different ad sets, then you're going to have $5 per day per ad set. Okay. You have to kind of budget per ad set how much you want to spend through the whole day. But if let's say you're spending, $20 a day and you're bidding really low, or you have a small audience and Facebook only, you only spend $17 by the time it hits midnight, then it doesn't roll over or anything like that. It just starts over the next day. It's a $20 a day budget. If you don't hit your budget, you don't hit your budget. That's just what happens. No big deal. Then the next day it starts at 0. If you increase your bid, maybe you just have a small audience and the next day you only spend 13. But typically, if it's only at a $10 or $20 a day budget, you're always going to it's going to hit 20 and cap out in most cases. So hopefully that answers your question. Cool. Yeah, we've got to end it here. We've gone long. We want to try to keep these webinars to like an hour so it's actionable, but there's just so much here. Hopefully it was really helpful for you just to kind of see the big number one thing to realize is get in and mess around. So like even if you're not running campaigns right now, if you're not spending any money, you're not ready quite yet, I would go in there and create some dummy ads. Like go in there and create, 2 campaigns, 6 ad sets, couple different ads, submit them and pause them. So you don't spend any money, but you're getting in there and you're getting used to it, because it's going to make all these trainings way easier to go through. Same with, we had a call with Rachel a while back, and she's like, oh my gosh, she went to our training in Austin, but then she got in and got to work before our next call. And she was like, it was so much easier for her to get around and do things once she spent a couple hours in there. So the trainings are going to feel a lot more like not a foreign language once you get in there and mess around. So even if you don't have your campaigns ready to spend money yet, that's all I can say. And then it'll just get easier and easier to understand. So cool.
felt like that was super helpful. Thank you so much.
So yeah, and thanks a lot for letting us go over some of that stuff as like a review for everybody too. And I know some of that stuff we did already, but hopefully, yeah, well, I think what we'll do is we'll keep you guys in the loop, and maybe in a month or so we could do a quick 20-minute one or something, and show you guys how the whole lead gen campaign and how it's all doing. Like I said, stay tuned for some awesome training from Bree on specifically creating images. She also maybe, of course, the Instagram stuff, and then down the road, maybe she'll do a little bit of the how she does her videos on her
I'll
phone.
put that all into if you want me to do a creatives webinar, aren't we doing that in San Diego, like on the 19th or something? Like totally. It's so easy to show you how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, that might be better to do that
It's gonna be
before the
awesome.
Instagram stuff. Actually, the creative I think would be awesome.
No, I mean I can put all of the creatives together when I'm talking about Instagram. I can show you
Oh,
how
okay.
to
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
so
So
easy.
it's a double whammy. Facebook,
Yeah.
imaging. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we got to end it. We'll discuss details, and I'll let you guys all know, and hopefully that was helpful, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bring your questions to the group. Thanks, Bree.